Hello there, survivors, and welcome back to another build tutorial for ARK Survival Ascended. Today we're building this modern house design that should be good for maybe not quite early on, but once you've settled down a little bit, enough to build a decent sized base. Now, the beauty of working with custom cosmetics is that technically you can build this out of any material, even thatch, although that might not be a very wise choice, of course, because it would be easily knocked down. So I would go probably from anything from stone upwards. I myself will be building it out of metal, but again, doesn't really matter what you build it out of if you're going to use custom cosmetics. As always with these build tutorials, if you enjoy seeing these videos and you want to see more builds, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Your support helps me out a lot. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, the first thing you want to do if you're looking for custom cosmetics is sort them by custom cosmetics, because that will make your life a lot easier. And then the one that I have used is the modern structure. So if you search for modern, you've got the modern structure skin right here. That's the one you want for these types of build. You can see there's also some furniture to go along if you want to decorate your base in a similar style. Now, there's definitely other custom cosmetics, of course, that you could use and you could play around with. The quantum one, the premium ones, are pretty nice as well, and you could probably make those work for the same design. And I would assume that there's just going to be more and more great ones to use that you could also use on this same design. So yeah, this is where you find them, you install them, and then you'll find them in your cosmetics tab in game. Okay, of course, we're starting out with our foundation, and we want to make sure that we start with a 4 wide foundation like this, and we're gonna make this 6 long to start with, so like this. And we can then of course make sure that we fill it in completely. This is going to be our little dino pen to the side. So what you want to do is you want to place your gateway here. I like to flip it around so it sticks out from the wall a little bit more. And of course, we can make sure that we add the gate in as well. And then on the back side here, we want to do the same thing to also make our entrance so that you can both enter from both sides. Then we can add another layer of foundations right there in the front. And we can add 2 more here at the back. Alternatively, if you want to build this along a cliff, you could turn this into a little balcony instead. Then it's time to start on the second part of the build. It's gonna take another 4 out of here. So 1 from the end here at the bigger balcony or porch that we have at the back. Then we're gonna bring this all the way across, 8 long in total, which should line up perfectly with the front here of this build. And of course, we can fill in the entire foundation as well, so that we have the full floor plan. Then we're gonna go out for 2 of the side here, and then gonna go out by 2, making this 4 wide in total for the little side addition to the building. So in total, this is what our foundations for the build should look like. Okay, we're gonna start here on the dino pen part, and we're gonna start adding walls equally high to the gate next to both sides, so like this. And on the other side of the building, we're gonna do the exact same thing, adding in the walls like so. Here on the outside, we can just fill in this entire wall completely, so we're just gonna go and fill it all in. And for this way, we want to add in a gateway right here. That is going to be your entrance from your little dino pen into your main build. And for the rest of this, we can start filling in the wall like so. So to connect up the whole dino pen, and we'll make it stick out 1 more on that side, but also 1 more here on this side to start the wall of this main portion of the base. Then we can also add in a wall right here, and another right here on this side, both 3 high of course, and just normal full walls. And here on this corner we want to go 3 high, and on this corner as well. Then we're gonna go through this side, so where we have the bigger balcony or porch, and we're gonna add in walls to this corner too, so that we keep a big opening in the middle. we can take out our railings and add in the little porch or balcony safety here so that it is secure for you to use. And then you can take out your greenhouse wall or whatever wall you're going to turn into your windows, depending on if you're going to use mods or you're going to use custom cosmetics. But we want to fill in these remaining parts as our big windows. And I would definitely at least recommend using a custom cosmetic because it just looks a lot better than the default greenhouse glass. But just to make sure that you know which parts are the windows, those are right there. Okay, then it's time to start adding in the floor for the next layer. We're going to start right here at the end by placing down some ceilings like this. We're going to add a second layer right here to create a little balcony. And we're going to continue this walkway around the edge of the building like so, following along the side of the dino pen until we reach the front. There we want to stick it out by 3 in total. And we can start filling this in up to this existing corner. So like this. And this is going to create a little bit of an overhang here at the front. And then we actually want to make sure that this overhang goes a little bit further. So 1 extra layer we want to add. So it kind of also overlaps with the other part of the building, just to blend those two together. Okay, then we can continue filling in the inside over here by adding in these ceilings. Here, we want to be careful. We want to add these and then leave a gap of 2 right here for some stairs. But the rest of this we can fill in completely. And this is going to be the second layer of our base. So we'll fill this in all the way through like so, including this bit to the side as well, because that's going to be turned into another balcony. Now it's time to start adding in some details. So here at the front, we want to have 1 little quarter ceiling right there. And we can actually continue these quarter ceilings all the way across the front right here, including 1 over the side. And of course, we want to start filling in the front here as well to make sure that it's nicely closed off. Also the side over here. And then on this corner, also making sure we fill in both sides. Of course, depending on your terrain, you could add in the bottom as well, but it should kind of already be touching the ground anyways. Then here on this side, we want to make sure that we raise this one up until it reaches the ceiling. And we're going to do the same for this angle over here. This angle over here, of course, filling it all the way up until it reaches the ceiling. And on this side as well, to kind of create this supporting pillar, which is already going to add some extra shape to our build. Then here in the front, we can be quite simple by adding in some metal ramps. And if you do have overlapping, you can overlap it through this pillar piece. But otherwise, you could always just leave it out if you can't, of course, and maybe just add the middle 2 ramps. We'll take out a pillar and we'll start right here on this corner by bringing pillars down. We'll skip a gap of 2 and then we'll bring the pillars down again all the way. And we'll repeat this all the way until we are almost at the front. So every 2 we place them. This will be the last one. Then we change to the thin pillars and we start adding those right in between the pillars that we just placed to kind of give that little bit of a extra design to the build, but also some extra support. Even though it has no necessary function, you could also use it, of course, to park some of your Tims between, your smaller Tims maybe, but it's mostly just to add some nice design features to the build. Okay, it's time to start on the second floor here. So we want to go in by 3. Then we can start placing the wall here. We want to make a wall that is 2 wide and 3 high again. Then we want to go in by 3 like so and bring it down over here. Then in the middle, we'll add in some more windows. Then on the side of the building, we want to continue this wall by 2. Then we want to leave a gap of 2. And then we want to place our walls again. And then in the middle, we're going to place another window to look out from. Here at the back, we want to keep it simple by adding a wall right there, leaving a gap of 2, and placing another wall. That is, of course, 3 high. And then in between, we'll add some more windows. Now, of course, we'll need a door. So this wall, you want to change to be a door instead, so you can reach your balcony. Adding in the actual door, of course. And that should give you access to the balcony and a little walkway around to the balcony on the back side as well. Okay, here right next to the window, so in front of the staircase, that's where we want to add another doorway. Here at the other end, we also want to add in a wall, so 3 high once again, then leave a gap of 2, and then we can fill in the rest of this wall to be 3 high, so that will create a little room on this side. And then here at the front, we also want to place in the walls, again making them 3 high in total. Over here, we actually want to add in 2 more walls sticking out like this. And then here on this side, we want to add in the middle wall and a doorway right over there. Time to take out our ceilings again. We're going to start by adding in 3 ceilings right here. Then we want to add 6 more ceilings to this end. So it will be 7 in total. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 should make for 7. And it means that it sticks out a little bit further than the initial build we had. Then the 2 here on the end, we want to start filling in these layers with ceilings all the way alongside the building. And then here at the end, we want to make sure that we have a line following the wall of the build. And then we can bring it back with another layer of 2 ceilings all the way until we reach the front again. And the front outside of the walls we can completely fill in. Then we can switch to our greenhouse glass ceilings or our other glass ceilings if you're using mods. Or of course you can do a skin cosmetic on it later as well and fill in the little light strip here in the roof. We'll take out our greenhouse glass wall or other glass walls and fill in these 2 in the middle. Actually, we want to move this door over by 1. So the doorway is of course going to be connected to one of the ceilings. Then we'll have 3 walls over here. And of course, we can add in the doorway as before. That means that we can also change one of these metal walls to a glass wall so that we have 2 metal walls, 3 glass walls, and 2 metal walls instead. Then here we can form a corner by building another glass wall of a greenhouse wall. And we can go out by 3 more, making it 4 in total. And then connecting this front up back to the rest of the glass, creating a big window here at the front. We want to take out our metal quarter wall and we can start going up from this corner alongside the big window that we've just created all the way until we're 1 above it. And then we want to start going sideways in to the building until we're next to it. And then we can connect back down to the building itself. We'll take out our quarter wall again and we'll start filling in this side as well. Just following the window side all the way until we make it up to the top of the window. Here at the back, of course, we're going to do the same thing, bringing this wall all the way up until we reach the right height. And then, of course, bringing it over on top of the window to the side of the building and connecting it back down right over here. Then the last wall here on the outside, of course, we're also going to make sure that we bring up these quarter walls all the way to the top like this. Then we'll take out our metal quarter ceilings and we'll start filling in the top layer here, making sure that it's completely sealed off here. Now that we've got that, we can fill in this part of the wall too. Bringing out our metal ceilings again, you might want to flip them around and fill in the bottom layer of this part as well. And then taking out our metal walls once again, connecting this little part up right here too. That should be all filled in right now. Then we can take out our railings. We can add 2 here on the end of this balcony. And we can make sure that we add railings all the way across the side of the building here, making sure you're nice and safe to walk around here. Then we can of course also fill it in all the way up to this corner with more railing, and we'll leave that corner out for now. Okay, and then we can start right next to the railing by adding in some quarter walls once again, following the ceilings. Then we'll go up across this wall and then back out over here by just following the shape of the ceilings that we've placed before, all the way up to the corner. And then, of course, we're just going to follow the rest of the building towards the end over here. So just all these quarter walls along the side all the way through, and then we want to make sure that it sticks out by 1. Then over here, of course, we want to add in 1 quarter wall as well. Then we can add in our little quarter ceilings on top here. So to make a kind of railing, we're going to go all the way up into this corner right here. And then here at the top, of course, we want to flip them around, and we can start adding in these quarter ceilings underneath as well, following the same pattern we've had before. So we're just going to go all the way and follow this to the back of the building, just to give that little bit of extra shape to the build and get those nice lines in that are very iconic for these modern builds. Once again, of course, this sticks out 1 from the normal ceilings. Then we can go in to the side here as well, almost all the way, and 1 from the end. Now we should be able to take out our quarter walls again. We can keep following the design that we've just placed down. And then, of course, we can go out by 1 more, and then we can bring down these quarter walls all the way over here, where it should line up with the same height as the rest of the ceilings and the balcony. We can add in a layer of quarter walls right here as well, all the way up to the top. Here, we're going to have to overlap into the railing, or you'll have to delete the railing. And we want to make sure that this goes up all the way up to the main ceiling. And of course, we want to fill in this side here as well. And here at the top, we want to make sure we fill in this piece of the wall too with the ceilings. We'll take out the quarter walls again, and we want to make sure that the inside here, of course, is also filled in, even though you might not see it very often. It's better to fill it in. It will be quite awkward if you're walking on your balcony and you spot the fact that there's still a little opening here. So we'll follow the same shape back all the way until we reach the parts that we've already built into place. But yeah, we can go all the way here until the front balcony, and we should be able to bring down this wall design all the way into the little railing that we worked on before, like so. And then, of course, we can also fill in this part, making sure that it is closed off as well. And you can already see the kind of shape that has added to the build. We can also start some dark corners to see taking place, but that will all change once we start skinning the build, of course. Okay, then on this side of the building, we want to start raising up a wall. We want to make it 3 wide, and we want to make it 4 high in total. So like this. And we can start another wall 2 wide and 4 high, like so. Then this piece we actually want to change into a doorway, and of course add in our door as well. That's going to be able to access this little balcony. And then we want to fill in our greenhouse or glass walls in between, making for a nice window there. Then we want to take out our quarter ceilings, flip them around, and start adding a shape. We want to first connect the balcony to the part that we made on the front for the big window. And then we want to add a little border around our balcony for another one of these custom railings that we'll be building. And we're going to do that all the way around this balcony, and then even connecting it up around this balcony here at the back of the build, which should be able to lap all the way around until we reach this part over here. And then, of course, we can take out our quarter walls, and we can go along the outside of the shape that we've just added to start adding in the little railing all the way around this layer of the build, which is going to make the railing for 2 of our balconies and is going to add a lot of character to the build indeed. So yeah, we want to make sure that we follow the entire shape around. And then, of course, we can also make sure that we fill in the railing or the walls on the other side of the little quarter ceilings that we placed before. So that should start to form your little balcony shapes over here. And then on this balcony, of course, we're going to be doing the exact same thing. So we want to make sure that we surround the balcony with this custom railing like this. And then actually here on the front of the build that sticks out, we want to make sure that we also bring this down. And then you want to, if you can, still go out by a little bit here. So we can follow the windows, and then right here, that's where I would end it. So on top, of course, we can add it in a little layer of our quarter ceilings like this, and make sure to close it off completely so you can't look into it. And of course, here at the end, we also want to make sure that this goes down all the way. And here as well, we can bring this back in to the main building. Once again, making sure to fill in the top with some more quarter ceilings. And then here, of course, we just want to make sure that this pillar is completely connected and sealed by adding in all our quarter walls like so. That should already create a nice little shape around this window and this little balcony part. We'll take out our metal ceiling and we'll add in these two next to the wall. And then we can surround the entire balcony that is here on the side of the building by placing in the quarter metal ceilings on top of the little railing that we've been designing so far. And we want to make sure to fill it all the way back in to that corner. That should finish this little side addition of the build, at least for the quarter ceilings and railings. Then we want to leave one open right there, and then we can continue this all the way up back to the other side of our balcony to fill in this railing as well. Now that we're at this balcony, we might as well add in a little door over here. Fill in the rest of the wall all the way up into the top. And the rest of this wall is going to be a big window, so we want to make sure that we raise this up 4 high like this to fill in this wall of the build as well. Now it's also the good time to add in the stairs. So first of all, to the bottom floor, we want to add the stairs right in here like this. Of course, making sure to add in our railings on the side, railings around here as well. And then from this side is where we want to start our other staircase right back up, and that will lead to this door that we're already placed in. And of course, once again, we want to make sure that we add in our railings on the side of this little staircase as well. And this will allow you to access this part of the roof, so you can use it maybe for some of your flyers. And of course, want to make sure that we also add in the actual door over here. Okay, then we can start filling in the roof. We want to start by adding in this layer, just the one. Then we go out by these sides as well, like so. And then here, after leaving a gap of 2, we want to make sure that we add in 1 more. And then we want to make sure that we stick this out by 3 more, so it's a nice little overhang. Then we'll have 2 normal ceilings, and then we'll bring it back in by a ceilings of 2 all the way until it connects back up to the main shape. Then we can take our greenhouse ceilings or our glass ceilings and fill in the rest of the roof like this, again to let in plenty of light from above as well. And then here on the side balcony, what we want to do to add in some more details is we want to add in some of our pillars like this, sticking out from these quarter walls like this. And then we want to connect them up to the ceilings above on the sides, just so that the side of your balcony has a little bit more visual interest. So we want to just connect all of these up to the ceilings. And on the other side here of the building, we're going to be doing the exact same thing. So the thin pillars is what we want to bring all the way up to the other layer of ceilings, just like this. Again, just to create some extra visual interest, and it also might keep out some flies from constantly flying into your balcony. Now we're getting close, but of course we have the most important part still to do, the skinning. But also we want to add a little bit more shape. So we're going to bring this one up with the quarter walls so that it's 1 above the current height of our build. We'll do the same thing right over here. So bring up these quarter walls like this. And of course, here on this side as well, bringing this all the way up like so. Then we can actually bring out this shape until we're just past where the window ends, and then we can connect it back up to the roof. We can fill in this side with 2 quarter walls, and of course bring this side up all the way to the top like so. Then the inside line here, of course, we want to make sure that we follow that all the way through to the end, and then we can kind of follow the edge of the roof, making our quarter walls go and connect all the way here to the other side of the building, which should line up with the existing structure in place. Then on this side, of course, we want to also make sure that we start connecting that back up to the quarter walls that we have over here, bringing them down once more like this and like this. And it's time to start filling in these shapes that we've just created. So we'll add some quarter ceilings right on top like this, filling in the whole shape, going around our build, which again, it's really just to add those extra shapes and those nice modern lines to the building. Here below, we want to flip the skin, but keep placing down these quarter ceilings all the way until we reach the other side again, and then we should fill in all these remaining bits of the lines that we've been creating like so, and that should give us a nice build. But of course, it doesn't look quite the same as the original that I made. Now, there's a few options depending on which materials you've built. You could just make changes to the specific materials to get a nice look. And of course, another option is painting your structures. For example, painting them white in some parts, painting them black in other parts. But the most efficient and probably the fastest way as well is to use some custom cosmetic skins to change the look of your build completely. That's also what I have done on the inside of my build. Now, of course, these custom cosmetics, they might change, and the layout of the custom cosmetics might also change because they've done that before. But what I've used for a lot of these, for the inside, I've used this nice little floor. That's just for the insides. For the balconies, some of them are just the normal white skins that I've used a lot. And then for the foundations, I've actually used the marble skin, the black marble skin. But to start with the design, we're going to take out the wood skin right here and going to drag it onto the hotbar so we can start using it. Now, I'm not going to skin the entire build for you on the video. You can see that by far the most of the build is going to be skinned in the white plaster, which looks really, really nice and really gives you that modern look. If you want to get the similar look to what I have got, I'm going to show you which parts of the walls we're going to turn into this nice black wood, which really looks really good, especially in contrast with the white parts. So the remaining parts that we're not going to change right now, those are going to be white, and you could do that yourself. And as you can see, the whole second floor here is that nice wooden floor, and the floor here is all the nice marble. I have used ASR glass or Architect Structures Remastered, but as we've already seen, the custom cosmetic that we're using for the rest of the skin also has glass, so you can also just use that instead. And we're going to start here on the side building, and we're going to change this corner into that nice black wood. And on the layer above, we're going to change this wall into that black wood. And on the other side here, we're going to change that as well into those nice black wood tones. Now, there's also a door skin, so you can change the doors. And here, actually, we also want to change the roof of this part of the build. So we can just go around the part where the windows are and just change that to this nice wooden texture as well. Again, I've used this black and white mostly to create a nice bit of contrast. Okay, then we're going to start on this roof, and we're going to change this wall to the black wood, or those 4 pieces, I suppose. Then here on the back balcony, we also want to change this line to the black wood. And then all the way on the side of the building, the part next to the windows, we want to change to. And then we also want to make sure that the entire interior wall here at the dino pen, that's going to be the black wood. As well as on the second floor, we want to kind of continue that pattern of changing this all to be the black wood skin. And then we arrive here at the front. We want to do the side of this part all the way in that nice black wood. So like this. Then we're going to change the front of this part, not the bottom. Those are all going to be the white plaster. So we can change this layer. We can change this layer. We can also, it's going to be slightly dark here on the interior line, but we can change this line as well as this entire border wall that goes all the way across to the other side. So yeah, we can kind of stay here on the inside again. It might be a little bit dark, but we're going to change this all the way up until a certain point. So here we're going to change everything but the bottom one. We're going to change this side as well. This side here again, everything but the bottom layer is going to be changed. Now we can go all the way back around again, changing these all to that nice black wood. So basically the border around the building on top of the dino pen is going to all be the black wood textures, the ebony textures, which look quite nice. And we're just going to make sure that we connect it all the way back up to the front right here. This, of course, we can also change again, not changing the top, but we are going to change this line here, of course, on the front, making sure that it goes all the way around to the other side and filling this outside line in as well, all the way back up to here. This, of course, we can also make sure that we change all the skins, and then only this top layer here at the back is what we're also going to update. The rest, again, is going to be the white plaster. So those are all the layers that we want to use the black ebony wood on, and the rest of it is going to all be the nice white plaster, except for the floors, of course, but I've told you that before. As for all the outside balconies, is also all going to be the white plaster. And once you've placed all that down, it should look something like this, which is a nice modern style home with some really cool design shapes, if I do say so myself. And yeah, you got yourself a nice little base. Of course, as I said, you can build this out of any type of material. Because of the skins, it makes it very easy to use. So here we go. In the inside, you can have your little dino pen where you can hatch your eggs, your gene stuff, your embryos, whatever, your cryo fridge, your feeding trough, and of course, you've got a little back porch or balcony, depending on where you build this, of course. Then here in the main room, you do have a decent amount of space. So whether you want to have all your storage and crafting here, you should be fine. Technically, you can still bring in most things as well through the gate. And then, of course, up the stairs, we go to the next layer where you can see you have a little bit more space for even your bigger structures to place it all down. You've got some nice balconies to use as well. Here, this one too, and a whole walkway around your building, of course. And then, of course, we have a nice room here, which I turned into my bedroom. Now, what I have done in the windows, I've added some extra metal pillars as some design choices, but this really depends on what type of glass or glass skins you're using. Again, I'm using Architect Structures Remastered, but you might be using the custom cosmetic skin that belongs in the same pack that has windows like this. Then you don't really need to build that divider. But yeah, there you go. That is the modern house design. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, of course, and you're building this yourself, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and feel free to leave your suggestions for future builds down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video or stream. Goodbye.